This is our updated homeschool room tour for the 2018-2019 school year. Not a lot's changed. I don't remember if I did a homeschool room tour last year, but this year we definitely have at least one new addition. You can probably see her over here. This is our guinea pig, Bean. Oh, she's going to hide from me. Say hi, Bean. She's very cute, and this is kind of her new home. She's out a lot. We carry her around, and she's got a playpen. But this is where her cage is going to stay, at least for right now, unless it becomes a distraction. But it's a good spot. There was an empty spot on the end of the desk, and it's where both girls can see her, and so nobody's going to fight over who has more Bean than someone else. So she has been a very fun addition to our family, and I think she's going to be a good student this year. We did have her at the end of last year, too, and that was fun to have because we would get her playpen out during the afternoon during school and let her run around in the playpen on the ground, and that was fun. So she's really super sweet, and we love her. So we had to make room for her cage, so that is where her cage is going to be, at least for right now. Pretty much everything else has stayed the same. Still have the marker board from Costco. These hooks here used to have my daughter's hundreds chart on it. We don't use that anymore, but I left them there just in case I hang up some other kind of chart thingy. We still have posters at the top. My youngest daughter's bulletin board, which, you know, could look prettier, but it's functional. It's what we're working on right now, and I kind of left that the way it was at the end of last year. Nothing really changed. On the back of her seat, she has this little chair pocket from Dollar Tree, which we had two. The other one broke, but we weren't really using the other one on my oldest daughter's chair anyway. This one right now, I just have her All About Reading readers in them. There's two that come with level 4. We're almost done. This is actually our progress report for level 4. She's on lesson 30, or going to be on lesson 30, and there are 63 lessons, and then she will be completely done with All About Reading. It's an amazing reading program for her and for me. This is level 4, the last level, so she's pretty good at reading now, and really we just are working on fluency and some things like that. I can't say enough good things about it. If you guys are looking for a reading program, or you have a reluctant reader or a dyslexic reader, then it's a great program for that. So that is pretty much her side of the desk. One thing I did change, and this has been an amazing addition, I did this over the summer. She has her supply drawer right here. But between all of her pencils and pens and everything, her markers and her colored crayons and her colored pencils and all the other stuff was just overflowing. Bean, I'm trying to film a video. Do you mind keeping it down? This is my youngest daughter's supply drawer, and she's got her pencils, her pens, all of her erasers. This is where she keeps her Loki bucks, which is kind of our homeschool reward store. And her stapler. By the time she did that, like, there wasn't really much room for markers, colored pencils, crayons, glue sticks, scissors, and everything was always just a big heap in here. So over the summer, I pulled out all of the colored pencils, crayons, scissors, glue, markers, and put them all in this container, which actually came from Hobby Lobby. It's a utensil container that I got in the spring, summer kind of section. And all I did to add an extra division was I got this pink little plastic kind of tray cup thingy from Hobby Lobby as well. It had handles on it. I cut the handles off, and that's where her crayons are. I've got my dry erase markers for the dry erase board. These are all her specialty markers, so like Sharpies and like little scented glittery ones and things like that. And then she's got her regular markers, and then her skinny markers, and her scissors, and her crayon sharpener. So that has been working out really well all summer, so I'm just assuming it's going to work out just as well during the school year. It's just a nice way to keep her things organized, and then she can take this anywhere in the house that she wants and then bring it back when she's done. And she also has her little post-it notes. This was my Winnie the Pooh rabbit post-it note holder when I was younger, and now she's using it. And then just her glass, we have some abbreviations and then a world map under her glass. So now that that cleared up all of that space, then she's got just her pencils and pens, erasers, her Loki bucks here, and then some notebook paper in the back. Her next drawer is her washi tape and decorative tape, her watercolor sets, and then she's got like a little tiny clipboard, and then her big pink clipboard that they usually keep in the car. It does stay in here if it's not in the car, so that is where it would be if it wasn't in the car, but it is, but that's where its home is anyway. The next drawer is all money manipulatives and some money games, and then I've got some number and letter cookie cutters in the back. We hardly ever use those. I may end up selling them after this school year. Just if we don't use them again another school year, we probably don't need them. But for now, that's where they are. Also, some more math manipulatives. This is pretty much anything that's not money related. So time and addition, subtraction, multiplication, a couple learning games and learning cards and dice and things like that in this drawer. And then in the bottom drawer is some alphabet letter tiles. I've got her magnetic tiles for All About Reading. Some reading and comprehension and kind of fluency games, and some blank sentence strips. And then in her cabinet, we just have all of her binders. So history, English, geography, all of her books that don't require me are in here. And then there's actually, this is pretty deep, so behind that is all things that we're not using right now. So maybe things that are too hard, or different curriculums that I want to try with her later on, but we're not ready for, something like that. Those are all actually stacked in the back. And then over here, I just have this poster organizer from Oriental Trading Company. I love this thing. It's actually pretty much a lot bigger than this. I actually have it folded down just so it'll fit kind of in this little spot. But that's just kind of a good place for me to keep her posters, the posters for our room, and keep them protected, keep them from getting bent. So that's her side of the room. We still have our chalkboard kind of here just for fun, just mounted on the end of the desk. This is my oldest daughter's side. If you guys remember, we did get her a desk from IKEA to go in her room last school year because she was doing and wanting to do most of her work upstairs. So really, she's only in here with us for group subjects, which right now is some Bible, history, geography, and then anything special we decide to do together. But for the most part, she's only in here for about an hour, and then she goes upstairs to do her work. And it's just me and my youngest and Bean in here. So since she doesn't use this desk as much as my youngest daughter does, I actually use some of her drawers for extra storage. She does have a top supply drawer. She actually wanted to use crayons instead of markers. So we've got crayons for her, pencils, glue, and then in the next drawer, there's just kind of her miscellaneous supplies. She's got a calligraphy pen back there. She has like a little tiny what's that called, clipboard. I got her some new paintbrushes and a watercolor set and some watercolor paper because she's going to be doing the Good and the Beautiful's high school curriculum, and they have art lessons, watercolor art lessons at the end of each unit. So I specifically got these for her for that, and so those are in there. And then the next drawer is all really supplies that are not just hers. I've got chalk and extra pencils, highlighters, an extra calculator, and more erasers. All my glue sticks and liquid glue are in this one, and then the one underneath that, it's all like markers, pens. I've got extra pens down here, all kinds of markers, Sharpies and dry erase markers and wet erase markers, and pretty much any type of school supply is in that drawer. And then the bottom drawer, I have my laminator and my paper cutter, and that's pretty much what's in here. There's some laminating sheets underneath and some dry erase pockets underneath that, but that is what lives in this drawer. So on her side, we actually took the door off of her cabinet. It's the same as my youngest daughter's, it's just we took the door off. That way, since it's so kind of tight over here, she wouldn't have to worry about that swinging open. So we took the door off, and she's got her French program. It's down here for now because she does not have a laptop right now, and you have to have a disk drive to be able to do the lessons. So this is going to stay down here, and she's going to be doing her French either on my desktop computer or my laptop. So that's down here. Her history is down here because we're doing history together. And then I just have some extra things down here. Her writing prompts and just some extra little books that are hers. Her geography notebook is here. And this is extra stuff. It's some Story of the World books that we've already completed, some blank books, her ACT prep book, just all different types of things. And in the back, I have more curriculum that we're not using right now. So either things that I want to use in the future or things that we've used in the past that I want to save and maybe use again. So those are all in the back section of this cabinet. Now, this is going to be hard to show you over here because it is so tight. But if you watched my homeschool haul I did a little bit ago, I talked about these Samsil pop-in-store boxes. See, this is like, they fit in there like a glove. This is the mega box. I've got 2 mega boxes, and I've got one of their smaller boxes. So I used these boxes to store our craft supplies. So This box has all ribbon and hair supplies. I used to make hair bows for them, and I don't want to get rid of all this ribbon, but I don't make hair bows anymore. I mean, who has time for that? But I want to keep all the ribbon, so that is all in this box. And these pop and store boxes are so nice because they fold down flat when you're not using them, and then they just pop up when you are using them. And they have nice metal corners. They're really, really strong and sturdy. They're very wipeable, and I just think it's perfect that they fold up, because so many times I'll change how I've organized something, and then I have huge boxes sitting around that take up all this space. So they fold up when I don't want them, and they pop up and are sturdy when I do want them. So they're amazing. They have all different colors and sizes. So I'm actually doing a giveaway right now with Samsil to get 2 of their pop and store boxes of your choice of size and color, and then 1 of their 2-in-1 organizers, which I also did a video about. So that giveaway is still going on. If you're interested, check out the description box of this video. I will put the giveaway details in there for you. It's going to be over really, really soon, so if you want to enter, make sure you check out the description box to see how you can enter into that giveaway. So this is one of their smaller size boxes, and then the mega boxes are really nice. They hold so much stuff. I mean, look how big this is, and I've got all of our craft sets. These are all things that are like themed craft sets for Christmas and Halloween and Easter, and all different types of crafts are in here. And then I have another mega size down in the bottom shelf, and it's got all of our miscellaneous craft supplies. So pipe cleaners and pom-pom balls and googly eyes and foam sheets and popsicle sticks and coffee filters. Any craft supply you could possibly want, I have in this box. And as you can see, it holds a ton of stuff. So I'm loving having these boxes, because previous to this, I had like several smaller boxes, and they were always like falling over and not holding everything I needed them to hold, but these boxes hold everything. So that is what I have over here in this cabinet. So behind her desk, we also have this cabinet, which does make it a little tight when you're trying to get things out over there, but it's worth it because it holds so much. This is actually an IKEA Trofast, which they are designed to have bins that slide out, like totes, bins, but you can actually buy the inserts and make them into a bookcase. So this used to be used in our playroom upstairs. When we got done with it up there, I bought the shelves, and now it's a bookcase for our schoolroom. So we keep all of our girls' crafting supplies in the homeschool room as well. So that's one reason why I have to make room and fit so much in this room. It's not just for homeschooling, it's for all of our craft supplies and paint and the girls' craft books and all that stuff. This is pretty much every craft book we have, except for a couple that my oldest daughter keeps in her bedroom that she does at night. She's got a couple of the Klutz sewing books that she keeps up in her bedroom, in her desk. Otherwise, we've got all craft books, coloring books, and painting books and color paint by number. We've got stickers and stencils and sticker books. In the bottom, we have rubber stamps and more stencils and just some more craft supplies. Over there, that's Bean's playpen. It actually folds out, and so we can take that in the living room or wherever we want to put it. But when we're not using it, it kind of stays over there in that corner. So then we just have a window, and then on this other side over here, we have our big IKEA Expedit bookcase. I believe now it's called the Calyx, but we have one of these in the playroom as well, and this thing holds a ton of stuff too. This really hasn't changed a whole lot. It really just has mostly books on the top. We have reference on these 2 cubbies, animals and bugs, and then language books. And then I've got some books here that either my oldest daughter hasn't read yet, or they've been lent to us for her to read. On this cubby, I have our Magic School Bus Science kits for my youngest daughter. I have her ant farm she's going to be doing next school year for science, and her Mindware Dig It Up kits she's also going to be doing as part of her science next year. These books just came in. They are from the Good and the Beautiful's library. They have just released a library on their website of 16 classic books that most of them were previously out of print. They have found them and reprinted them and recovered them and brought them back out into circulation. This is most of that collection. The other ones are upstairs in my oldest daughter's room, because those are actually part of her language arts curriculum for next year with the Good and the Beautiful. So she's got those in her room. These are all the ones that she's not necessarily going to be reading as part of her curriculum next year. But it's nice that we have them, that she can read these later. My youngest daughter can read them. And it's just a really nice thing to have. So I have those. My youngest daughter's cash register, and then I have all flashcards here, tons of flashcards. I've got some things here for my youngest daughter, and like stories, like story cards and common and proper noun games, our Scrabble Scoops games, some other math games, just learning games. Pretty much this is all learning games too, and then I have anything geography based, so geography maps and puzzles and card games and the Mindware like games that they have, the brain boxes. Anything geography related is in that cubby hole. Then down here I have these big totes. They're actually from IKEA as well. They're designed to go in this cabinet so they fit perfectly, width and depth. And they hold a ton as well. I've got Play-Doh and sand in this one, beads and jewelry in that one, craft sets in this one. Not craft sets like the one I just showed you. This is all like bigger craft sets. So like, you know, crazy gels and Beados and all those different little things the girls like to play with. And then paint and glitter and special markers are in there. And then over here I just have some poster board that we are going to use for projects. I keep my bulletin board supplies in this little hanging organizer. And then our homeschool store actually has been hung now on the wall. It was hanging by a command hook and then it got so heavy it kept falling off. So now we've just put this little hook up here. It's double-sided, so there's cards on the other side and like gifts and toys on this side. I did a whole video about it a while ago, but I'll kind of tell you briefly. Our dog is named Loki, and the girls have ways they can earn Loki bucks. Most of those ways are school oriented, like finishing your schoolwork or writing neatly or getting an A or whatever. They can earn Loki bucks, and then they save their Loki bucks up and they can get different prizes from the store. So all this side is like toys and gifts, and the other side is experiences. If you want to see kind of how I set that up, I will try to remember to link that video for you guys in the description box. If I don't link it individually, it will be linked in my homeschooling playlist, which I will have linked for you in the description box. It's got every single homeschooling video in it I've ever made, and so that Homeschool Rewards Store video is in that playlist. But that is where our homeschool store lives now, which is nice. It is not falling off the wall anymore. So that is our homeschool room. I tried to keep it somewhat short. I could talk about our homeschool room forever. I spend more time in here pretty much than any room in the house, except maybe just sleeping in the bedroom. Other than that, I do my book work in here. I plan school in here. We do school in here. I mean, I'm always in here, and I love this room. And it's funny because when we first started homeschooling, I remember telling my husband that I was not going to hang a bunch of stuff on the walls, and then now look at it. But you know, I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. We did put these French doors in a couple years ago that divides this room from the kitchen. This was always my office, but it wasn't always our homeschool room. But it's such a blessing to have this dedicated space. It's a really nice area, and it's so close, you know, to the main part of the house. So even when we're doing school, you know, Loki's still running around and things like that. But having the doors really makes it nice to kind of give it some distinction between the rest of the house and keep it kind of private and not quite as in your face. But I really love it. Homeschooling has been such an incredible blessing, and I love our homeschool room. I tried to do this as fast as I could. If you guys have any questions about where things came from or any more information that you need about anything, then definitely let me know in the comments below. And make sure if you're interested in that Sam Still giveaway for the Pop and Store boxes and the 2-in-1 organizer, make sure that you check out the description box because that giveaway is ending very, very soon. And if you want to enter, I want to make sure that you guys get entered. So check out the description box for the details of the giveaway, and then also for my homeschooling playlist. Every single homeschooling video I've ever made is in that playlist, and I think it's a good place to go if you're new and starting out and you have questions, or even if you've been homeschooling and you want to see kind of what we're using for curriculum and different tips and tricks and advice that I have to share, then hopefully you'll enjoy some of the videos in that playlist. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of this video. If you want to see 2 of my older videos, you can click the links right here. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, if you haven't already, and you definitely should, you can click right here. I upload every single week. I have some links in the description box for some of my favorite stores and products, as well as my P.O. Box address. Check out those links if you're interested in those, and I will see you guys in the next video.